It's my absolute pleasure to welcome Nicola to the stage to share her perspectives on Teenage Cancer Trust with all of you. I'll pop back in a bit, but Nicola, over to you.
Well, Bristol, it's wonderful to be here, and particularly wonderful to be at a Teenage Cancer Trust gig with a stage and a microphone which apparently is a bit dodgy. And when our friend said, oh, it doesn't really necessarily work for this room, I said, that's okay, this is a Teenage Cancer Trust gig, we'll just do it loud. So if you can't hear me, speak up and I'll do it even louder. Because this message about the quality and joy and wonderfulness about Teenage Cancer Trust needs to be said as loudly as possible. You're probably thinking, who is this woman? I'm Nicola Brentnell. I have the privilege to be the Chief Executive of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, which was an organisation that I helped set up a couple of years ago as a legacy vehicle for Her Majesty the Queen's lifetime belief in young people and in the Commonwealth. And before that, I was running the spend out of the Silver Jubilee Appeal. That was money raised way back in 1977. And the trustees decided in 2011 that more good could be done by spending out the remaining fund, as it was at that time £35 million, and just giving small amounts of money incrementally over, into perpetuity. So they hired me. I'd never done that job before, never given money away, never run anything, never come up with a strategy. They asked me to come in and do it. And I started looking for organisations that had at the very heart of what they were doing a compassion and a drive and an ambition to do the very best for young people, and in particularly organisations that had this magic where they would bring young people together to help each other. The Silver Jubilee Appeal was about helping young people help others. And I started looking around at organisations, and when you're a funder, it gives you a remarkable insight into organisations. So I saw great things, not so great things. But we wanted to bring into the spend out portfolio an organisation that was looking at health. And I came across an ad for the Royal Albert Hall gigs in the Metro newspaper one day. And there's the little logo of the guy with the guitar. And I'm thinking, what is this stuff? I've never seen Teenage Cancer Trust before. But I'm going to go and talk to them. And I went in to see them. And at the time, Queen's Trust wasn't a capital funder, but Teenage Cancer Trust was raising money for units. So I was talking to the team there, and I said, well, what we're looking for, and it's a bit counterintuitive with a fund in the Queen's name, but we're looking for different, we're looking for quirky, we're looking for very high quality, we're looking for special, we're looking for energetic, we're looking for different. Have you got anything where you have an event where you bring young people together to spend time together to talk about this thing? Because we all know cancer is really rubbish, and maybe sometimes young people don't get the opportunity to do that. And it was a really strange reaction, because on the other side of the table there was just a sea of faces which was sort of, sorry, what do you want? And I said, well, do you have anything, an event, maybe where you bring young people together who have had the rubbish that is cancer, and you give them an opportunity to spend time together and talk about it, and anything that looks like that? And Teenage Cancer Trust had, in a box on the top drawer of the cupboard, just behind sort of, something really special. But they'd kept it in the box, almost out of reach, because funder after funder after funder had said no to this proposition. And this gorgeous thing is called Find Your Sense of Tumour. And the team just couldn't believe there was someone saying, I want this, tell me about this thing. So I went out of the meeting with a huge bag of swag about Find Your Sense of Tumour, and I gave the contents of the box. And I went back to my office, and I had the joy of having an office in Buckingham Palace in those days. And in the background, there was changing of the guard. And I was looking through this material, and suddenly I came across a survey. Now, as most of us know, doing a TripAdvisor survey, even after having a great time, is a bit of a burden to do it. But this was a survey that Teenage Cancer Trust had done by the staff who loved this event so much, Find Your Sense of Tumour, and just to try and get more evidence to try and persuade funders to do it. And in the changing of the guard, I'll never forget this, suddenly they started playing the kind of James Bond theme, and I was reading this survey results, and coming through loud and clear were the voices of young people, some of whom had been to the first Find Your Sense of Tumour event some 10 years before at that point, and they were asked to fill out this survey. And the voices came through loud and clear. This was it made such a difference. My life changed when I came to Find Your Sense of Humour. I could share for the first time my experience with other young people, and only they really know what that's like. And the voices came through so clearly to me as a funder, looking for gorgeous things and special things and high quality things to fund, that young people's voices came through sort of like, oi, Queen Silver Jubilee Trust, you're looking for a brilliant thing to fund. Pick this. And then pick this, please, pick this. We need Find Your Sense of Humour back. And we'd seen an awful lot of vanilla options, you know, for things that we could fund that just weren't interesting, but this was really, really, really special. And we wanted to get behind this proposition. And as some of you will know, peer-to-peer support, young people coming together, is some of the best work that Teenage Cancer Trust does, for sure. And one of its programmes, The Way Forward, sort of daughter of or son of Find Your Sense of Humour, is up for a major award to recognise the quality of it. So listening to the survey results, looking at the quality and calibre of the organisation, we decided to get behind Teenage Cancer Trust and Find Your Sense of Humour and some other things. And we were able to help with the funding, and this is Teenage Cancer Trust. Find Your Sense of Humour used to run once a year. This is Teenage Cancer Trust. You go large for young people, you go home. So we gave them funding. It's now running twice a year for under 18s and over 18s. It's a remarkably brilliant special event. And it brings together around about 200 young people who've had an experience of cancer, and it's a carefully curated weekend of content that's been built up and developed over years of practice and testing and working with young people. What worked, what didn't, what did you like, what did you see more of, what do you want to see less of? And what it does is offer an extraordinary range of things, all in the space of 48 hours, from workshops on things that really matter: fertility, body image, survivor guilt, an insurance workshop. Sounds weird, but it's one of the most popular ones that runs there because young people struggle to get insurance. Massages, a fun photo booth, there's a special session for young people who have a terminal diagnosis. All of these things running over the course of the weekend. And Kate loves it, she chose it. There's a glitter ball, there's a DJ, there's a house band and a chocolate fountain. And over 100 young people on the dance floor every night. And it's an opportunity for them to come and share experiences that they've had that nobody else really understands, but their peer group really does. And the survey results from young people are off the Richter scale in terms of how good they find this event. Now, I think that when you think about this as an event where everybody in the room has had an experience of cancer, some are still going through it and some are struggling with it, it takes a singular organisation to pull this off. To have an event that covers the tough stuff, the darker stuff, and enables young people to have a really great laugh. It's brought to life with Teenage Cancer Trust with a deft touch and a deep understanding of exactly what is needed and when. So to put it very simply, too many inflatable bananas on stage and Find Your Sense of Humour in some of the carnival nights makes the thing trivial. Not enough inflatable bananas, and Houston, we've got a problem. So if you're unfamiliar with Teenage Cancer Trust, just a little insight into Find Your Sense of Humour is really all you need to know. The depth of understanding, the deftness of touch, and the fun that comes out of it, and the meaningfulness that it has for young people. So if you're looking for a new charity support, you're thinking maybe to keep going with Teenage Cancer Trust, maybe looking at different things to fund, this is something you could pick out. Because, in short, you really can't go wrong with an organisation that gets the inflatable banana to young people ratio absolutely spot on.